Oh, that's what I was sharing it.
Okay, man. Yeah, we live. All
Live.
right, so Darron Brown here with my boy Alfie King. Alfie started YouTube, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, and he's been very successful since then. I've been following him since he came out. To be honest, he's the author of 30 books. He's also a world traveler, and he has expert level game and all different types of things in life. Man, we're gonna get into that on this podcast.
For sure.
Alfie, man, where you at right now?
I'm in Oakland, brother. Oakland, California.
Okay, I just saw your video. It showed that you was dirt biking or something like that.
Oh no, that was in Colombia. So yeah, that was in Colombia. I was on the ATVs and stuff. I almost lost my life. That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be my next video. I was on the ATVs. I almost went off the cliff, man. It was a trip, and I happened to one of the guys. He was a videographer, so he had the footage. So it was kind of crazy, man. But yeah, that was in Medellin. We were ATV in there. So yeah.
How many trips have you made out there? I've seen a few pictures of you like just traveling.
Three times to Colombia. But I like to travel all around the world, man. I'm actually going to Vietnam, Cambodia, and I'm gonna try to sneak Japan in there this month.
Why don't you just go live overseas?
That's the whole plan. That's what we working on, man. So you telling the
Okay,
secret.
yeah, okay, yeah. Because I mean, man, I see you doing your thing, and I mean, honestly, I want to do the same thing, but I see you way more active than I am. I've been
Yeah,
to a few places, but you definitely been to, I mean, like 3 times as many countries as I've been to, man. So yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
It's funny. It's just what people see and what you show them and what you have plans. Like for instance, like people call me a dating coach and stuff like that. I'm trying to get on wrestling, bro.
You
I
trying to
didn't.
get on wrestling?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get be a commentator, bro, or a writer because the storyline. Because I find myself correcting the storylines all the time, and they're big on clout. Wrestling is so.
Okay, so do you want to do story plots when it comes to wrestling?
Yep, or like be a manager or something. Be cutting promos for the cats.
Do you know what the process of something for that is? What it's like what you
Yep,
have to
but
do?
I do know, but I also know that with clout, it skips all of that. So
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna talk
clout
about that
skips,
too,
yeah,
man.
clout skips everything. Especially WWE, man. They suckers for anybody with a blue check or anybody that can mainstream their business. But I also know the product too, so that
Yeah.
puts it. I got a wrestling channel too, bro. Yeah, so
I looked up your
yeah,
gaming
yeah, yeah.
channel and I clicked on it and I was just like, I wasn't sure if that was you. I mean, if it was you or not. So
No, that was me. That was me in my hood commentary. I just like to have fun, bro.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna check it out after this.
Mm.
But you said that what was you saying? You just said that within the wrestling, goodness. Oh
They're
yeah,
suckers for clout. Yeah, they're
that's what I
suckers.
was gonna actually say. Clout, man. How has clout affected your life in any other way since you've been on YouTube? Because when I first started following you on Instagram, you mentioned that I think you had like a few hundred followers when I first started following you. I just re-added you on my new account. But when I first started following you, I remember you was like inboxing me about your videos or whatnot. But now you
Yeah.
got like almost 30K or something like that, man. Like
Um,
has your life changed since blowing up on
yeah.
YouTube and Instagram?
It definitely changes, bro. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you move. It changes the value that you put on yourself because you're used to yourself. So other than your confidence, sometimes you don't know how you can affect other people until other people start telling you. And sadly, a lot of the times, the people in your surroundings is not the ones that motivate you to the next level, mindset wise. They'll let you stay where you are. You know what I mean?
How many people from your past is still rocking with you now hard? Did you have to walk away from anybody?
None.
Uh, the reason I asked that, man, because I've experienced the same thing and I ain't even got it like you. You know what I'm saying? But when people see you doing things, see you changing your life, see I mean, I'm from East Palo Alto. I mean, you know about EPA. When you start
Mm.
changing your life, you start articulating yourself, doing things that's like, just
Yeah.
different. People have a problem with it, man.
I tell you this though, you see now you're gonna get a remix because see, let me see. Shout out to my guys. See, this is say it's gonna when you first start, people will support you because it sounds good, but they don't necessarily know you're gonna follow through. Then you get to the process where you're actually doing it. People are a little skeptical. So I'm saying where you are now, you're at a point where people are skeptical and they're watching you now. Because before they heard you and they didn't watch you. So now they're watching you and they're going to come back around. And then Darron, that's going to be your opportunity to evaluate your relationships because see now this is what people are going to do. They're going to come around and they're going to act like they've been rocking with you the whole time, bro. And they're going to think they slick. They're gonna try to fill in those gaps that they wasn't there, bro. And they're gonna connect the beginning motivation of the clearance of them telling you it's a good idea, even though they didn't support, and they're gonna try to re-put themselves. It's like leaving a line. It's like being in a dollar store, right? You leave a line and you try to come back when the line is moved up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's about to happen to you, bro. Because they didn't, but they trying to come around now. But see, the thing is, I look at it like, bro, I needed you. I don't need you now.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I've already got my momentum. Not even just as far as numbers, but just as far as how I feel about myself and how the networking and where I'm going now. So now you giving me a pat on the back saying you doing your thing. That don't mean shit to me now. I needed that shit 2-3 years ago, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you. You know what I had, man?
I'm talking to you, right? I know it.
Hell yeah. You know, I'm just going to give you my background a little bit, man. Because when I moved out of the Bay, came to University of Utah for football, I had support for football. I still had the same crew, family members. But then when football wasn't going the way I wanted to go, I could have played in Canada. But the money I was making in Canada, I could make that same amount of money with a degree. So I told my family, I was like, hey, I'm going to focus on school, graduate, get my degree in IT, and do my thing. Immediately, they was like, oh, you weak. You shouldn't give up. You a geek. And I didn't understand it. And the more I got into my books, started dressing differently, started speaking differently, it was basically like, fuck me. And it wasn't just my family and my friends. It was like, it's understandable for that to happen in East Palo Alto, in the Bay Area. But even in Utah, there were cats that I thought what I was cool with, but they already had an idea of like where I sat on the like on the paradigm. They thought that they was at this level and I was at this level. But then I was making these types of moves and they was like, hold on, you feel me? They was like, hold on, you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing. You shouldn't be graduating, getting better grades than us, making more money than us. Then I lost that group of friends. And now people see me. So I'm usually really private, but people see my Instagram. I'm a lot more active. I do my combat sports, do my podcasting, selling my courses, doing things like that. And now people, like you can tell they comments, they be like, damn, Darron, you do a lot of stuff. And I could tell it ain't always it don't always come with praise behind it. You feel me?
No, and see too, even dating, bro. I even had to school and get schooled about this. Like if you in a relationship, bro, your woman they get jealous of you too, bro. And you think she'll be the main one to like push you and motivate you and be like, you the best. But sometimes they'll hate on you too because they know now that they have competition, bro. And they feel like they have competition and you have access to women better than them, bro. So a lot of times when you guys are just bubbling up in this game and you feel like, why is my significant other, she's usually more supportive. Why is she like picking at me? Why I got this big thing and now she's talking about minimal things? That's why, bro. Sometimes women, the energy, they see the potential before you do. And sometimes they'll see the potential, but they'll only tell you about the potential that benefits them. You see what I'm saying? So
I feel you. That really spoke to me, bro, because I actually just broke up with a woman for that same reason. It threw me off guard because I saw myself, we talk about high value males all the time on YouTube and all this shit. But I feel like I got the degrees, I got things going for me, I'm making the money, I'm hustling, I'm ambitious. And you think those are things that a woman would find attractive. But a lot of times a woman wants to have some level of control over the person that they with. And this woman that I was with, she shitted on my tech business. She shitted on my podcast. She was jealous that I played an instrument. I was moving away that she didn't want me to move. You feel me? Like the sex, she was like, okay, this guy, he cute. We have sex, we hang out. But then once I became ambitious, I remember her saying this one thing to me. She said, you keep doing all these things to get attention. Eventually you're going to get it. And she said it in like an insecure way, but I didn't really think nothing of it when she said that. But but I got it down the road. She was trying to break me down so that I couldn't become my best self.
Ain't that a trip, bro? And you think it's going to be the other way around. You know why that is? It's because sometimes we be expecting the woman to think the way we do. So if it were flipped around, you know how you would move. You feel me? If you had a woman who was aspiring anything and she finally started hitting her stride, then you know, baby, you did it. Keep going. You know, you would be that. So you kind of expect that. And then when you don't get that, then it's like, it's not even disappointing. It's kind of weird because you try to find the logic of like, baby, do you not see what's going on? You know? And then it's like, they'll try to like give you a compliment, but every time they give you a compliment, it's always a but to it. You feel me? Like a woman could say, hey, I like those glasses, but they'd be better if they was brown, you know? Mm-hmm. You know, you went to Dubai, but you should have went to Abu Dhabi. Hey, baby, but check it out. You ain't never been to either or, though. You ain't been to either or. I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, what is you saying? You know, or whatever. Like, you know, just whatever. It's like it's like they're undercovers, bro. They are undercovers to people who not up on game. When you up on game, you catch it. See, they do that same type of things with other people, but they don't catch it. They don't catch what's going on here. So anything like
that remind me of a book, Outwitting the Devil. You know,
that's one of my favorite books, bro. That's one of my favorite books. Yeah, bro. I padded my first book after that. My first book, Conversation with the Mind, is basically a mix between Outwit the Devil and Outwit the Devil, 48 Laws of Power, and Pimp. I like I did my sculptures. I put that shit together and I molded it up and put it in there because Pimp was the first book that I read. So that's the cover looked like that. I just sketched myself, put it up there, boom. And to pay homage to that, I read that one at 9. Outwit the Devil, I kind of like that concept of it actually being a conversation. In my series, it's called Conversation. So it's a conversation between two energies and not necessarily two people. That's how my shit goes. The reason why I wrote that book, bro, is because I didn't like the looks, money, and status. I thought that was bullshit, bro, because I know guys in jail that get women. I know guys that's fat that get women. I know guys that's broke that get women. So I just said, okay, let me show these cats the power of words and manipulation and control, because obviously they don't know what it is. And that's why I wrote that book. You know what I mean? And then, so Outwit the Devil is my shit, bro. That's one of my top 5 books of all time, other than myself.
Yeah, I love that, man. Because actually, I listen to that book a few times a year. I don't got the hard
conversations. You'll like it then. If you like that, you'll like Conversation with the Mind.
I have Conversations.
Oh yeah.
I bought it a week ago. I was gonna talk to you about that. We'll bring it up. We can go into that a little bit later because I wanted to ask you. I wanted to go back to the situation with the women when you have a woman in your bed, your corner. Well, a woman that you think is going to be in your corner, but she actually a low-key hater. How should a man that's actually trying to make things happen navigate when it comes to just dating and relationships then?
You know what? I'm going to premiere some game to you, Darren, that I'm actually learning now. Damn, this light bright and tight. See, that's the thing when you got a loft and you ain't got no projects, man. That's this light that's coming in. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do this. Ask me the question one more time. I got distracted by the light. About women being jealous, right? Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm learning this right now, bro. So this is what I'm learning over the past, let's say, year. See, men, and I know myself, and I know a lot of guys like this. What we do, it's like our story, right? So our story is, we have our girl, and then they go through our ups and downs, And then at the end, we meet them at the finish line because they've showed us the loyalty over the years. Correct?
Correct.
Right. But see, women are different like that. So I'm realizing that that's not the most effective strategy, bro. Because what happens is you're evolving at different speeds in the relationship that you're in, bro. So what happens is you end up trying to drag that person along with you when they're supposed to be coming with you. And then you'll trick your mind out to think that they're still coming because they're still there. But you're dragging them along, bro. And what happens is this is the counter. This is the solution part that I offer. When you really figure out what you need to do as far as your life, just everything, you're gonna like look at that. That's hella icy. Look at the conversation right there in the play. Right there. I did not plan that, bro. It's right there. Hey, you ever seen Clash of the Titans? Remember he had the shield, and then that's what it looked like right there.
Clash I remember it. I ain't seen it in a minute though.
Yeah, when he was in there with the snakehead lady, I forgot her name.
Medusa.
Yeah, when he killed her off, he shined off the shield. Yeah. So what I'm learning is you're gonna meet the right woman when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm not see that sounds like a simple thing, but it's not. So if I'm an adult and I'm working at Target and I'm the manager, the branch manager, and I'm making, whatever, and I'm going to work. See, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about doing what you enjoy. I'm not talking about doing what you love as far as making money. I'm talking about doing what you're born to do, which everyone doesn't have. They don't have the Lord. They don't have the benefit.
They're not conscious enough. They're not conscious.
Yeah. So when you are a person who chosen, man, and you really pop in, you're going to get the people who you need in your life, bro. And it's going to be females and males. You know how, as you're doing things, we're having this conversation, we can build a rapport and a relationship from this and so on and so forth. You see, I was put here, bro. You came at me at the right time. Just like I told you, I know exactly who you was. You didn't know that. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know. Yeah.
And then you might have some shit from my ass that you can help me build. So it's all about timing. But what I'm saying that is people don't incorporate the relationship part into that. The girlfriend part work into that too. But what happens is we see what we want in the streets and we try to make that to what we like. Yeah. You see, once we see what we like visually, and then she has these characters, this one's good, this one can go, this one I don't care. We try to mold that off of what we visually see. Yeah. And what's going to happen is when you are doing the things like, see me, I want to, like you said, I want to live abroad and I want to make movies. So I can date girls here and there, but I really feel like it's going to be like one of those things that's going to bring it, or it's going to be somebody who I know now that's going to still stick around. But I'm not going to just go on Tinder and swipe with a girl and we got major chemistry and she becomes my girlfriend. No, bro, because they got to be on this same type of vibe, bro. I can't be doing podcasts, interviews, traveling and stuff like that. And then she does something separate. Then we're living two separate lives. I need to join with somebody, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. Actually what I've been thinking about lately, ever since my last relationship, I had actually dealt with I was dealing with like 4 different women. And most recently, I just stopped hitting them up, right, to hang out. Because I was just like, man, I got something good in front of me. I was like, I can really make something out of this if I just focus. If I just put all my energy into this, I could really help it, make it blow up. But I was wondering, should I meet somebody? Should I be meeting somebody while I'm doing that? Or should I just wait till I'm at the position I want to be before I even get in the dating game?
That's a good question. And that's where I'm at too. Look at this too, bro. Like I remember the last relationship that I was in. See, for me, my thing, and this is one of my secrets. Well, it's not a secret now because I've said it online, and I done had some cats say it too. But this is my shit. Is rarely take any woman serious until after a year. But I don't like tell them that. I just deal with them. So, me and a woman have to go through shit to have a commitment. And I look at it, sometimes you can tell a woman something similar and then they'll not really like what you're saying. So I'd look at it like, hey, if it take me a year to figure out if I want to be with you for my life, if you can't make that sacrifice, then really this relationship that you want is really just about your needs and your wants. It's not really about the relationship. It's just about what you need or what you feel you need to make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And that's what time a lot of times women want relationships because of that, because they like the look of it, they like the image of it, they like the pictures they can post, they like the validation they can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all these, I tell you, man, just like on Facebook, I'll be seeing all these couple goals and stuff, and them chicks still be hitting me up too, though, bro. So it's like you can't take it seriously. They'll be on the beach with they boo, but then when I post some chicken and some biscuits, they slide in my stories asking where they parts at, and this happens, bro. Like so.
I feel you. I mean, there was a woman I was real close to, and she recently got married, and she be checking on me, seeing how I'm doing. And another woman who actually is with she's with a guy, and I could have been with her, and she still find a way to reach out to me. And I know what it is because they still feeling me, and they want to see what I'm up to, basically. So they find any kind of way to get at me. You know, the thing that's been like messing me up, you know, because this is what I've had. I've had women, I've had the ideal woman that I wanted physically. Then her mind was fucked up. And then I had a idea of who a woman was that I've known for a decade. And she turned out to be somebody completely different. That was dark, that wasn't positive, that wasn't supportive of what I was doing.
Right.
And now I'm at the point where I'm looking back, because there were women who definitely was like, hey, you know, I don't mind sharing you. I just want to be the main piece. They were respectful. They did everything I wanted them to do. But for whatever reason, I was too goofy and I didn't take them serious. So what I'm thinking, what I've realized, like through my experience, is that I have a clear idea of what's going to work for me. It's not necessarily what I thought I was going to have growing up, but I have an idea of what I need in my life in a relationship for me to actually even have a successful relationship. That makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like for me, and people could call it crazy, but I genuinely think now, obviously, there's never isn't a good word. Iceberg J Mup, what up? Never isn't a good word. But I honestly think that if I do settle down, it's gonna be a woman who do content or some type of entrepreneur, because I've had a vibe to where I created with a woman before, and I like that feeling, and I don't want to have that separate. You know what I mean? Like some people, like I actually, like I'm an artist and stuff, so I don't want to have that part separate. And like, yo, yeah, you watch your love and hip hop while I'm in here painting. No, I want her to be interested in my type of shit. Like I want that type of vibe chick. You know what I'm saying? And a woman who is not connected to the 9 to 5, because you know how this stuff goes, and you're doing speaking engagements, you're traveling, you're getting consultation, you're editing videos, you're sourcing, you're making phone calls, you're building relationships for future collaborations, and sometimes that doesn't consist in an effective dating situation with a woman who doesn't understand it. See, when you deal with a woman that's similar, if I'm dealing with a woman who make content and I tell her, hey, I got this consultation, she know what the hell that means. If I tell another girl that, she doesn't understand what it means. She just understands the time slot of what I say it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know that when you do a lot of coaching too, you can be drained, bro. It's draining because you're taking on so many other people's energies. So that's why you need a certain type of woman to push and give you a lot of energy. So what happens is I give out all my damn energy, bro, and then I can't have no sexy girl with a bad mouth at the end of the night. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be my life.
I feel you. You just nailed it.
Yeah.
And really what man, there's a book there's a book called Boundaries. And there's another one called, the writer, he wrote a book called Boundaries in Relationships. One of the things that it mentions on there, it talks about being with somebody that basically you have common interests with. Because the way I was doing it was based off looks and sex. But at the end of the day, and even when you get enough of that and you've had enough experience, it just don't hold you. You need your girl to be your homie at the end of the day. She gotta be your partner. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be friends, essentially. And another thing that I've noticed too, man, is that when you're dealing with a woman, it's good to know her family structure. Are her parents still together? How does her mother speak to her father? How does she speak to her father? how does she speak to the man in her family? Because
Right.
at the end of the day, people gonna they're gonna result back to what they know. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I've seen that. Like I've been with women and their moms is toxic, and I'm thinking that they cool, but they got their mom, they got their mom's same behaviors. It's just that they was hiding it or they didn't even know they had it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. That's true, man. I think that guys need to learn how to ask the right questions too, you know,
Yeah.
and see what happens is like dudes, they put women on the pedestal subconsciously. So all the information that they ask of the woman caters to what the woman wants from you, and we don't really benefit. You see what I'm saying? You got to know what kind of questions to ask the woman to see where she fits in your life.
I feel you.
You know?
So what made you get on YouTube in the first place, man? Like I said, I remember when you first got on
Mhm.
YouTube. You got like 30 books now. Did you
Yeah,
write 30 books in 3 years?
yeah. I got more books that's not even published just because I had to slow down because it'll affect your sales when you push too much shit out. But at the same time, I don't like sitting on complete ideas for hella long either.
Yeah.
So it's a conflict. Like I got full books on my computer just sitting here. Somebody can take me out, then I'll never get put out. So I'll be looking at it like that
So
too.
you Tupac in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm Tupac in it. So YouTube. I started watching content 2017. So there's two spaces that I'm intertwined. Well, like more like three spaces. The first spaces that I seen was the dating content. So I started off watching Tariq Nasheed, Mac Lessons Radio. He had the podcast. He got the podcast and Tariq leading radio. So I used to watch that. And then once he put out Hidden Colors 1, he got a little more political, too political for my needs. And so he had a commercial about the Bad Boy membership. And so after a while, I said, you know what, let me check this guy out. Turns out it was Mr. Lucario. I remember Mr. Lucario from Flavor of Love. So I finally put a match to the game that I heard. So it was Mr. Lucario. So that's how I got into the dating content because I didn't know there was such thing as dating content until that. So that's that part. And then the single moms vibe is I see Minister Jap first. And then so I used to have a good time because it was things that I went through, but I never heard nobody on the internet talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
never heard nobody talking about that. So that's the second space. And then the third space was like the black man content. And that's Ram and Black Ram and stuff. Darius, MGTOW was one of the first people I seen too. So the combination between all of those three is what brought me to the space, watching the content. As far as making the content, I would just make troll videos because I didn't really have no dating spice. I had a whole lot of women at first. When I started, I had a whole lot of women. So it was all that I did. Basically was work and fuck with chicks. That was my life. You know what I mean? And not to say that that's good or bad. It was good to me then, bad to me now. But
Yeah.
I started making content, trolling the bad advice I felt they was giving. As I would
Yeah.
make fun of it, like I still do it now. All my titles be clickbait titles. It's really always some mindset shit that I'm kicking. I just got but now I just do it. It's just I just do it to make a mockery of myself. Like people just know that I'm playing like how to get girls, and they just know I'm about to really tell them some stuff. They know it's not really. First, you got to go to the mall. Like I just do stuff like that. So yeah, so that's how I start making content, and then I had booked a consultation with Ron Wills. And I had booked a consultation with Ron Wills because I had a 20 rotation, worldwide rotation too. You know what I mean? Because I would travel, but I would keep in contact with the women after that. I wouldn't just go out there like and just hit shit and be like a one night stand. Like, no, I would build my rotation. Every time I go somewhere, I got a new chick. And I would just and then it just do shit, boom, boom, boom. So I had like 20. And then I told Ram that I needed help balancing my rotation and trying to publish a book because it was a dream of mine. See, people don't know like what people know now, but like being an author was a dream of mine already. Some people just put out books on YouTube because they want to create a product for the audience or they want to solidify themselves or whatever field they are by being published in that field. You feel me? But I already wanted to write a book, but I just didn't know how to balance the time because dealing with women and going to work was so embedded into my routine that I didn't know how to not do it. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. And then from then I talked to him. He was just like, man, bro, you got some serious game, bro. You ain't gotta can pay me for no consultation, you know? Because I guess most guys be on some like how to this, how to that. And my shit was kind of a different vibe. So he made a video about me. And so he made a video and it told him to check out my stuff. And he was just saying how I had the fire boss game, the mindset. And then from that, Lucario seen that. So I only had like 70 subs. But Lucario from the Vouch from Rob, Lucario went and brought me on and I let that shit on fire. And I just became a dating coach because he just, I didn't even go on there for that, but I would just go in there because it was cool to talk to somebody who content I watched. And that was a what you call it, not even a Google Hangout. That was a Skype. So you know that's old school. That was a Skype chat, right? So we did that, and then I never forget. He was just like, "How can these people reach you?" And I just made the email up on the fly. And then the next morning, I'm waking up with consultations, and I was like, I didn't even know how much I was going to charge yet. So I just went into everybody else, went to AMS, went to Lucario, went to Corey Wayne, and I was like, okay, what's the going rate? Is like $150 for an hour. I'm gonna charge $250. I'm not even thinking I'm gonna get it though.
Yeah.
And then I started getting. I'm like, well, shit. Well, if this ain't a sign, then if I'm not gonna roll with this, I'd be a dickhead if I didn't. You know what I mean? So that's how it happened, bro.
It's crazy how everybody come together in that same space, man. Because Lucario had been in the game for a minute, and I was proud to finally meet Ram in person. I went out to Houston this past February for like the self-improvement summit that C Boogie be throwing.
Right.
And what's up?
I said I would like to go to the next one.
Yeah, I went out there, man. It was cool to just finally be around, all the people that I watch on YouTube and just get a vibe for how they act in person. But I expressed to Ram years ago that I wanted to be a writer, had ideas for a book, and he recommended this book called The Writer's Journey, because I want to write a book that's like Star Wars, like The Lord of the Rings. I want to create like a universe or something like that. And he's like, okay, man, you got to check out this book and then really understand how to plot, how to structure a book, and then how the plot actually works and how the ups and downs. I can't remember the words it says, but it's like how it builds up and then it comes down to a conclusion or whatnot. But it's a good book, man. I mean, I definitely need to invest some more time into it. But Lucario, man, I remember I got into Lucario. He was one of the first people I saw within like on O'Shea's channel. Because O'Shea, I already mentioned I was writing for him, right?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I was a writer for the Negro Manosphere. You know about that?
Would you?
It don't exist no more. But do you remember that?
Yeah. Because I was trying to get on. with O'Shea. O'Shea, you didn't want to get me on there. Fast forward, I done wrote 30 books. See, you didn't believe in me, O'Shea. You didn't believe in me, O'Shea. I told you I was gonna be the man. I told you, O'Shea.
O'Shea.
When I told you I was gonna write a book, O'Shea, you thought it was gas, didn't you? You thought I was just talking, bro. Look, I broke the record in the whole world.
You probably the biggest author in the Negro Manosphere. I know, who was it? ARC. I think he was the most famous person coming onto it because he was known through a bunch of different groups before YouTube. But as far as like content, books and whatnot, I think you even surpassed him.
I surpassed him just because of the time. So put it like this: Mode 1 in his catalog 3 years in wasn't as fire as mine. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about even the information. I'm talking about the influence. See, things that are classic take years. So my books are impactful now, but in 10 years, they're going to be even more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even just saying that it's better. I'm just saying like it's outpacing, because I got even like reviews and stuff, right? You know, you cannot tell book sales by reviews off the top, but at the same time, it's still a thug. And I have books that came out and got more reviews than his on some of his books. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But only been out for, like I say, some of these books I wrote them in 2 years, but I'm saying like some of them haven't even. That's the first one, so some of them it was only out a year, or whatever. So it's like, just think. So if I grow my content, if I got 30,000 followers right now, subscribers, and let's say in 5 years I got you can hit the algo anytime. And then I have 170,000. So you see what I'm saying? I have that potential to grow like that because I'm range. I do like the fact that I wrote a lot of books, but I'm more proud of the range because my range can't be duplicated. Somebody can write one fucking story and write 30 parts of it, or somebody can write 10 books about how to get women 10 different times. See, I wouldn't step outside of that. I got children's books. I got books for women. I got books on dating, psychology, motivation, travel. See, I don't have a travel chapter. I got books on travel alone. See, cats cannot duplicate that. So somebody be like, "That's gas." You said you did that. Why you did that's bragging? No, I just know how hard it is to do. This shit is hard to do. Y'all, people don't know you don't know how much that is until you sit down and try to write one. So it just sounds like a flex, but nah, bro. I guarantee you can't write 30 books about shit, bro. You can probably max out at 5. Like it takes pure genius and pure motivation to do that, bro.
Yeah, you got to talk that shit, man. I feel you. You was getting passionate about it. I could tell.
Yeah, but for real, people are like, nah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't got to do that. All my, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, all my books are connected, bro. Like, that's a thing within itself. People don't know how to do that. People don't know how to write stories. Only people know how to do is write stories about themselves because that's easy to do because they can think about themselves, bro. They don't know how to think of concepts. I just wrote a script and turned it into a movie, and I'm gonna film the movie and turn it into a book. I got the background, I got the script, I got the dialogue. You see, so this ain't for money. These are just ideas, bro. I could just sit. Now put it like this: I sold a lot of books, but imagine how many books I would have sold if I only had one, bro. And I was just selling one book over and over again. Hella books, bro. But then I'm just sitting on 29. Can't do it.
What's your give me your top 5 favorite books?
Conversation with the Mind, Conversation with the Souls, Tales from Her Desires. That's the course book. What else will I like? Sexual Dominance. That's done, but that's not out yet. I think I put that out on my birthday next year. That, and I'm just going through all my little. I got tiers. I got relationship tiers. So all the books with keys are tiers. That's a one lane. Conversations one lane. Tales one lane. Yeah, all the dark books. All the dark books are my favorite, bro. Because I'm a dark person, bro. I'm really a dark person. I just didn't touch by the light. Look at it as I'm saying it. I like Art of Charisma too. I like Art of Charisma too because people sleep on that.
What do you mean by dark person? What do you mean by dark person? I mean, we both from around the same. We both from the Bay. I know how Oakland is. I know you're not EPA. We know how the Bay is. It's changed a lot. What do you mean by dark person?
I just had a dark past, bro. Just very manipulative and controlling, and getting the kick out of doing it. Right. That was my style. That's why my fix has always been control when it comes to dating. I used to like to control women, and I wouldn't. Yeah, that's another route. I just would do things like just real, just dark, manipulative things that I learned. And things that I just would try and work and be surprised that they work and just do it. Real, they say dark triad, just really. But the reason why I say dark is because I used to enjoy it, though.
Yeah,
I used to enjoy it, bro. I just say this, like, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I just say that I use my move used to be put them out on the side of the freeway, bro. That used to be my move.
That was you? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, but because there wasn't no Uber then, so I used to make me hard, bro. I used to like couldn't wait to couldn't wait to do it because it breaks a woman's ego, bro. Women think they all that, okay, and then they don't expect to get put out on the side of the freeway. It really fucks with their ego, bro.
How do you think you developed that I want to say that perspective when it came to dealing with women? How did women treat you for you to actually do that? Was it always like that, or did some woman say, did your crush screw you at some point in time? What's up?
You really want to get into it, or you?
This is
Or
what we
you
on the
want
podcast for, man. This is what
no, I'm saying, bro. Like
we can get
we
into
can
it.
hit a whole. This is a lane right here. We can hit a whole nother stride. This moment right here. So that's what I'm saying it
We
for.
we we already in it,
I can
man.
touch it, but if we go down that road, we really gonna touch it. So let me say, let me not
Let's
touch
do
it.
it.
Let me touch around and let me see. Maybe it'll come up.
Ah,
Just I don't know, bro. My childhood, just the things that I was into and the things that I would like. Like I'll just say this. Like this is okay. I won't put it like this. All right, Darren. Here go the secret. Tales from the Underworld tell you the secret. So that particular book tell you the secrets I'm talking about, because I talk about my whole life from the sexual underworld on that level. And that's what that book's about. That book's not about anything but my life. And just as far as those connections, not about I was a smart kid and all of that, but all my connections to the underworld. So saying all that to say, I just remember watching Hellraiser, bro, when I was a kid, and I watched Frank control that lady. I watched him, and she had a blue pill man that was taking care of her and the kids, and she wanted the dead man still. And he made her go out and get them bodies and served him. It served him so he can get blood for flesh. And I was just infatuated with that. Like, I know this is a movie, but everything, and this is me, kid. This is me 7 years old thinking this. This is I know it's a movie, but everything that's fake comes from reality. Everything fiction comes from reality. So what part of this is real? Can you really control someone like that? And he was like a flesh of his former self, and yet she was bringing him to the yard. So I would just get a kick out. I started off experimenting with things. And I always just say, like, I'm the toxic king, bro. All these future memes and shit, I was doing all this shit in the 90s, bro. Every future thing y'all didn't see, and all these little sayings, dudes think the toxic game is a new game. I've been toxic doing the toxic shit in the 90s, bro. And because once I figured something out works, I exploit it.
mm-hmm.
And I figured it out. I figured out the science behind what women say and what they do. And I never forget that, because I remember my early dating, my first 10 bodies or whatever. I would just do a routine of dating. I had an older brother, and I watched him, and he would have like relationship girlfriends. And then so I wanted sex. So I would just have relationships to get sex. But I thought that that's what you had to do. And then I wrote this in Finesse Game. The first girl that I met, and I had sex with the same day that I met her, well, the next day, it almost kind of confused me. It made me malfunction, because I was like, I didn't do the steps. So then I said, okay, you know what? I want to see if other girls are like this, or did I just get lucky? And then I found that out. And then from that, now we're transitioning to another part where so I'm dealing with lots of women when I'm young. Like when I was young, I had women at all the high schools and all that stuff too. And I would always have problems in relationships, always, but I would never have problems with my 304s though. You feel me? And I had to figure it out, because I'm like, the women who I care about the least and do the least shit for do the most for me. And the one who I'm pouring the most into give me the most pushback. And then I figured out, you know what? I can't blame these women, bro. It's my behavior that's changed.
Yeah.
And so then from that point on, and this is one of the reasons I said this recently, but I just came to this conclusion recently too. Like, you know how some things and it's
You're gonna have to repeat that. You went out. You went out. You said
Oh,
you know some things you, and then
you
continue.
yeah, some things you feel them, but you don't know how or why you feel it. And it's because, like, for me, my connection was, and this is, I'm not saying it's good, I'm just being transparent with the listeners. So I'm not saying this is what y'all do, but I'm just saying, like, I started treating women bad on purpose, and I got all the results that I want, and it made me not respect them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just being real. It's like
Made
I'm
you
treating y'all.
angrier.
Yeah, because I'm doing it on purpose, bro, and they doing everything I want.
Mm.
But I don't want it to be like that. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to treat women bad, but I want to treat her with some sense. But it's just like,
You want to have a healthy relationship. Yeah.
yeah. But it's like the top. But me being disrespectful and being whatever is giving me all the results, the max out results.
I don't know if you remember when we first started this episode, right? I mentioned that after I had the type of woman that I wanted physically, and then I was with another woman who I thought was a certain way, but she wasn't. It made me look back at all the women who really was down for me and doing all these things for me, who said that they don't mind being, mind sharing me, all this stuff. I did the same thing. I dogged them out. I didn't put as much energy. I didn't even appreciate what they did for me. I just was like, I got it like that, and I'm just gonna, and it is what it is. You feel me? I just didn't care because I
it
had
turned
no
me off,
idea.
bro. It turned me.
Yeah.
It turned me off, even though it's to my benefit. Though it still turned me off because it's like, damn, bro, like, you know, and that, just real quick. That's why I geared to dating older chicks. When I was in high school, bro, I would date chicks in their mid-30s and 40s, and they put me on game. So when I was 18, I'd have chicks 36, 37, 40 all the time. Not even like there was just one, like all the time. And the reason why I like the older chicks is because you can validate them, and they didn't take it to their head, bro. I like that part. If you meet a chick that's attractive and she 38 and you tell her she beautiful, you made her fucking day, bro. You try that with one of these 20-year-old ones, they'll fuck around and tell you I know and shit. You know?
Damn. I feel you. I didn't even think about it like that, but you're right. Young ones don't appreciate shit, and they'd be nasty about it, goofy about it. All right. Well, we got a question by Iceberg S. He says, ask Alfie what's the most toxic thing he ever did.
Yeah, Iceberg gonna try to get me in trouble. I don't know. I say put one to keep it light. I say throw a woman in the dumpster. Yep. But I can still got access to and still talk to anytime I want. Yeah.
Okay.
And my partner was with me too. That make it worse. Because I got receipts. Not she can't say it didn't happen. Yeah, I put her in the dumpster and wrote it, bro.
I'm scrolling through these questions. I want to see if there's any other ones that were asked before.
Just like that same one, right? You know what I used to do? I used to go drive around, and I used to run out of gas on purpose and have her come fill my tank up and then not kick it with her. Just asshole shit, bro. Just for no reason, bro. But I'm like 20 though, 18, 19. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be looking at this shit like people think this shit new, bro.
Well, I mean, how do you all right, put it like this. You already man, I mean, you kind of said it when you said dating an older woman, but I feel like you can never be too nice. Not only to people, but you can never be too nice with your woman. You always got to have like a level of like, you got to assert yourself or dominate in some kind of level, man. I mean, but I could be wrong. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that even as you evolve since you were your younger self, do you feel like for something to succeed and to go on for the long run, do you got to have some kind of level of power or control over your woman?
Yeah. You have to run pimp. You got to run pimp game in your girlfriend, or else you ain't getting the full dynamics of the relationship you can have. Simple as that, bro. You can put it like this. You can think that you are maxing out because you don't know the difference because you ain't been exposed to it, bro. So what am I really saying? This is what I'm really saying. See, your woman can adore you, love you, cherish you, all of these things, right? But see, you got to run the pimp game on her. She doesn't have to go out and bust tricks for you. But what I'm telling you is this. I'm gonna upload this one. This is bars. This because a woman, the way a woman looks at her husband is a shadow of the way a hoe looks at her pimp. Make sense?
The way a woman looks at her husband is the shadow of the way a hoe looks at her pimp. So basically, women want to be treated like they want you to pimp them. They want you to have that pimp mentality.
Not just that. I'm just saying that. You see, when a wife, when she marries a man, she's like, "Oh, I love you, and I will do anything for you." But that's conditional, bro. A hoe is more loyal to her pimp than a woman is to her husband. It's so see, a woman can marry a man, but her marrying that man, him spending 50,000 on the ring, does not mean that she gonna go out and have sex with other dudes to pay the rent. So a hoe, her investment is already higher than the actual woman that's married. You see what I'm saying? Because a married woman, that's more or less of his investment in her. The hoe is her investment in the pimp, bro. So even if you're not pimping on her, she got to look at you that high. You see what I'm saying? Because just because you're her husband doesn't mean that she looks at you as equal or above.
You know, man, this is making me think.
That's what I'm here for. I told you that earlier.
Do you think the pimp way is the right way? Now, the reason that I asked you this question is because just like a pimp had his operation, he dealt with many different women, and the women were aware of that. Athletes have that same kind of appeal to women. Because I remember playing ball, and women would know that you had other women, but they didn't care. They just wanted to be around you. Same thing with other, people, men, with musicians or whatever, other successful men. Is the pimp way the right way? Now we look at and does society look at relationships the wrong way? Because the way we handle relationships in society is an exchange game. You give me kids, I give you money. I buy you these things. That it's like it's more of like we have a capitalistic type of relationship system.
Yeah. And see, guess what? Guess what? Their society is pimping us because they benefit off that narrative. And that's why that is the narrative. You see how much money they make on birthdays and Valentine's fucking Day every year. It's a woman's birthday every year. Somebody getting engaged every year. It's beneficial and financially beneficial to push that narrative, bro. It ain't financially, it's not financially to push the narrative of men being kings and women bowing down. Because most men don't have the mindset, the charisma, or the frame to hold that. You see, even these athletes, a lot of these athletes, they got the status and they got the money, but they don't have the game, bro. And once the woman can figure it out, they know how to finesse them. Oh, him, okay, quarterback for the so-and-so team, he just like a licking and to tell me and to tell him that his nasty ass grits is fire. See, so because those chicks deal with so many type of cats, they know how to cater and finesse you. Those are the worst kind. You know what I'm saying? Guys be thinking they want these baddies and these Instagram thotties, bro. Them the coldest one because they deal with the cats. And they the best manipulator. That's what I be telling cats. You did them strippers and stuff. Them the final boss chicks, bro. You can't mess with them, bro, because it's their whole job to make you feel good. See, a woman from a child knows how to flatter a man and make him feel good. But a woman's actually trained and practices per day. You see, so she's expert level at that. The same reason a lot of guys go to the clubs and stuff. They don't even go for sex. When they go to the strip club, 5 minutes in, they've been called daddy. They ain't been called daddy in 6-7 months by their girlfriend or their wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, come sit down. See, just that energy right there. They don't even have that with their own girlfriend, bro. So that's what they paying for. And see, women don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need a little bit of finesse in their game. And the finesse in their game is just being able to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked earlier about even if you don't run the pimp game, which you should, but if you don't run the pimp game, you need to run the maximized game on the girl that you have. and that's the problem. Guys be so focused on their game and how they can do the stuff. But you got to understand how your woman is motivated, bro. Some women are motivated different. That's how come everybody need to read love languages. Y'all don't even read that shit. That's a cheat code, bro. Love languages, that's a cheat code, bro. Once you read that shit, you ask a woman one question, you done already got 30% in because you know exactly how to treat her and how to respond to her just for knowing what the book says, though. Horoscopes, cheat code. You look at a horoscope, you look at a horoscope, it'll tell you about the girl. Boom. Now her conversation and her actions make sense, right? Now you can advance. Now not only can you listen to what she do, but you could tell her about her. You see, and that puts you in leader position. See that? So you do need the pimp game, bro. You see how that all went together?
I feel you. That shit was nice.
Yeah, bro.
Shit. What was I? Because you said, man, you said a lot of shit that I was about to comment on. What was I about to say? It was about, oh, I was actually talking to somebody about athletes, right? Somebody from Oakland. There's another, it's like a janitor that's from Oakland. And when I see him, we catch up, right? And I was telling him, I was like, man, you know, a lot of these athletes, they think that they players, they think that they run a game, but they all fucking the same women. And I was like, really, it's the women that are the players because they benefit the most from the situation. They having sex with a bunch of high value men and men that are potentially going to be millionaires. And these dudes is never developing their game. You know what I'm saying? Why they have that type of influence. And yeah, dude was just like, dude basically said what you said. You know what I'm saying? They fooling themselves thinking they got it, but they ain't got it. And I think Ron Wills will call it like the mask, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta share this one with Rom too. He'll enjoy this one for sure. He'll enjoy this one for sure, just to see us together doing this too at that.
We got a question. I forgot. He said, ask Alfie, what made him stop doing all these dark triad things? I'm sure it's
what made me stop? Well, there's like levels of me stopping. I think the first level I say is when I was 28 and I got 2 DUIs in a month. And in California, if you get 3 DUIs, you go to jail for a year and a felony. So I said, I was sitting in jail with a toilet paper pillow. And I'm like, what am I here for? Why? Sex, chasing ass. Well, I said, when I get up out of here, bro, I ain't never chasing no ass again. Because at the end of the day, I was a L, bro. Because if I would have went to jail catching another DUI, that shit they cost $10,000 a piece. You got to do all type of community service, which you got to pay to do. You know, all these women, they might put money on my books, but they gonna move on, bro. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna pay my, you know what I mean? So it's just like, man, it ain't. So that's what slowed me down. And then from, you know, like before that, I used to pursue women and do on the dating apps and all of that stuff. But around that time is when I stopped doing that. And then, so that was like the first phase. And then when I hit 30, I thought I wanted a family. So I'd start dating for a future mate. Because I start dating for future mate, not just like how she look or the ass, but I just knew that
you sound like me.
A future baby mama. So I start looking at women.
You sound like me. You sound like the stage I was in. That's what I was thinking. I thought I was doing something wrong because my dad was telling me, oh, you know, because my pops was a player. He was a pretty boy thug. And he had women all over. When my pops was locked up in prison, he had women picking me up, taking me shopping, doing all. I don't know how he had it like that, but he had it like that. And he didn't want me to do the same thing. And I remember putting in my ear, like, I know you having your fun, you had your fun, but you know, it's about that time that you really start. I think you should like invest time into getting to know women and doing all that. So by the time I hit 32, man, I was doing the same thing, but it don't feel right. It didn't fit what I was trying to do. Sorry about cutting you off, man. But what you're saying was speaking to me.
Yeah, my shit was kind of forced too, bro. And then another, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real too. I don't even think I ever said this. A lot of it was to prove to myself too, because I had never been committed to no woman ever, not one. Whoever y'all is I cheated on all of you. Every last one of you, I cheated on all of you. Whatever, all y'all once thought y'all was special, I cheated on y'all too. Yep, you and you and you. Yeah, so part of it was me proving to myself that I could be normal, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And it really don't feel right because I did the same thing. I don't know how I was hooking up with women when I was younger, but I used to just get it. And then I was like, I made my mind up and I said, you know what? The next girl I meet, I'm going to try to get to know her and make her my girlfriend. And I was forcing it. So I know what you're saying. You feel like you're doing something wrong because society tells you that you being you is not right. You feel me? And you see everybody else. I had boys in my crew that I was like, man, I want a girlfriend. Man, I wish I could do this. But I never felt like that. I was like,
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to make this
Bro.
fucking money. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I
Real
never,
quick,
I
the
thought
best
something
thing
was
about
wrong
the
with me.
community, yeah, the best thing about this community, just real quick, is it made me know I wasn't crazy. Because before, even the people I grew up around with, like people always seem like birds of a feather flock together. My friends didn't think like me and do the shit that I do either. It's just me doing this stuff, bro. So, um, and it's funny too. When I first started my channel, it was a MGTOW channel because I thought that MGTOW meant that I didn't know MGTOW meant going. Well, excuse me. MGTOW stands for going your own way, but I thought that meant like dudes who were cool with not getting married and having kids. I thought that's what it was, not all the other stuff. So once I figured out all the other stuff, then I took it off. But at first I thought that because I was like, everybody, like people be like, when are you getting married? When you settling down? And be like, I don't know, bro. I'm chilling. You all you do is complain about your girlfriend to me, yet you want me to join you and shit. You don't even make the relationship sound good. At least give me the highlights and make me jealous, and then I want to join your damn club and shit.
So you don't want to have kids?
Huh?
You don't want to have kids?
I think I think I'm gonna be one of those cats that's 50 with a like little young one. That's what I think. With some paper. This is honestly. Because I don't want to have no kids now, but I don't put it like this. I think that I'm gonna have more of an agreement child, not an agreement like not with a stranger, but I don't have a heads over heel in me, bro. I know that doesn't sound good, but I don't. Like I've been in love before, but at my point, I don't have that in me to have that with anybody else again, bro.
I feel what you're saying. Like I want to have a relationship, but I don't want to have a relationship in the conventional way that society tells us we have to have it. And I'm on the same level as you, man. I feel like where I'm at right now, I'm not ready for that type of lifestyle. And I would have it more when I'm in my 50s or something. Because then my energy, I have the time, I feel like at that age to actually invest into a child and do all this other stuff. I actually have one child, man. And it's honestly after having that one child, it made me straighten my mind up, man. It made me rethink everything differently. The way I deal with women, because I didn't have my daughter in the best circumstances, and it just it made me way more cautious of who I deal with. That's why I was happy that you brought up what you brought up around being with a woman who's going to support your mission and all this different stuff, who's not a hater, because I was in that situation, man, and I was just like, this ain't gonna work for me. You feel me?
Yeah, my father died when I was young, so I always wanted to be a father and not a baby daddy. And so even though I wanted to have kids, it wasn't that bad to where I'm a risk that just to get what I want, because I know what come with it. A lot of these guys, bro, I don't feel sorry for these cats. They be having these baby mama issues. Look at her, bro. You didn't see she was a piece of shit when you can't tell?
Yeah.
Like some of these women will gaslight you and will bait and switch.
Yeah.
But some of them they not even wrapped in gold, bro.
They don't got that type of game.
They ain't even wrapped in gold. How did she fool you, bro? You wasn't fooled. You just wanted sex, and that's all you can see, bro, because she ain't convincing nobody nothing, Flanlin, nothing, none of that, bro.
I used to have a negative idea of who my pops was growing up. I mean, he wasn't a nice. My pops was like, he was a bruiser in the neighborhood. And I always told myself I was going to be a better father, better husband, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to basically be like you, like a baby daddy. But then after my shit went the way, because my dad was more the toxic one. I spoke to my pops after he was trying to push me into relationships. And he was like, man, I'm going to keep it real. I fucked over every woman I've ever been with. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I don't want you to do what I did. But I ended up in the same position he was, a different way. And I was just like, now that I see the world for what it is, it's kind of like I have a lot more appreciation for my dad. You know what I'm saying? I forgive him for other shit. I'm like, okay, he was just doing his best with what he had. You feel me?
Yeah, it's kind of like looking at your mom as a woman and looking at your mom as a female. Like just things that she do and tell you is one thing, but when you grow older and start dealing with women, like I can look at my mom and say, hey, my dad was a G because she hard as fuck to deal with. And I don't even date my mama. Just so if me and her had to date like that vibe, Yeah. So those stories make more sense to me because I see how you are. But when you're a kid, then whatever your parents or elders say, you just grow with it. You know what I'm saying? Until you had the experience as a man yourself and be like, nah, bro, you are a manipulator.
I
I
got
don't care if
one.
you.
I got one more of these like dark triad manipulation questions. I'll move on to a different topic. This guy asked Iceberg S. He asked, "I believe you can reach out to. Do you believe you can reach the highest level in game without manipulation?"
No. No, because but the problem is people have tainted the word manipulation. So you need manipulation, but manipulation isn't a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you use it, just like a gun. You can use a gun to kill motherfuckers, or you can use a gun to protect your house. You see, manipulation is just control and strategy, and having a strategy in your mind that if I do this, this, and this may happen. And that's how you're supposed to live your life anyway. You're not supposed to just be doing shit and not. It's just like going to college is manipulation. If I go to college and get a degree, I will have access to these jobs. That's fucking manipulation. You see?
Manipulation. Another word for manipulation is power and influence. So another way you could ask the question. Ask the question is: can you reach the highest level of game without power and influence? And the answer would be no. No. So I
Yeah.
1000% agree. How
Yeah.
has
Manipulation isn't always fucking somebody over. You know what I'm saying? But when people hear the word, that's what they think. Like if I'm manipulating Darron, I'm making you do some shit you don't want to. You know what I mean? It's not always that. You feel me?
No, I feel you. I
Mm-hmm.
want to know since you've blown up on YouTube, since you have an image, you have your books out, you traveling. How has your dating life improved? Like what differences do you see when dealing with women?
Spoiled. I'm too spoiled, bro. Women. I can't get with women no more unless they do 100% of the pursuing, bro. I'm a real white influencer. I ain't got time for you. You got a job and a kid. What the fuck I look like talking to you, telling you about? I got more shit going on than you, so it changes you, bro. You can't. I don't know. Like it's because but I will say this too. It's the kind of content that I have too, because for instance, I can be like Ramil, for instance, or somebody like that. Like, he has streams and people will enjoy it, but it's more like entertainment. You know what I'm saying? He's popular. Just because you're popular doesn't mean you're influencing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can be popular and have 100,000 subscribers, but you're not influencing shit. You just entertaining people. See me, it's like I be changing people's lives, bro. Like people send me screenshots. People make T-shirts out of shit that I didn't said hella times. You know what I'm saying? Like taking screenshots, putting their shit on their refrigerator, sayings that I have. Like, when you getting that and you getting from all color lines and all types of people, it's gonna affect you, bro.
I
You
feel
know,
you.
it's
Yeah.
gonna make you feel like if I'm so great, how come didn't nobody tell me this shit 10 years ago? It's gonna make you question the people around you as well.
Or how come you didn't see it in yourself 10 years ago? You
Well,
feel me?
I did see it in myself, but since I didn't get that support, I thought I was being arrogant and crazy.
Okay.
You see,
Yeah.
I always thought I was great, but then people would say, "Oh, you're too cocky and shit." But now that everybody else say, I say, I knew I wasn't fucking crazy.
Mhm. A lot of times when people say stuff like that, you too cocky, you too humble, that's their way of telling you that they want you to come back down. They want to dim your light. You feel me?
And I'm in the business of uh, I don't nobody's arrogance or whatever make me feel some kind of way. So if I and my arrogance and cockiness or confidence or wherever you want to angle it make you feel some kind of way, then you need to work on your shit, bro. Because you can be the cockiest man on earth. It ain't gonna change the way I feel about myself at all,
What's
or
the most
anybody in
wildest,
this chat.
what's the most wild story that you've had since blowing up? I mean, you had to have something crazy happen
You mean like with some girls?
with some girls, yeah.
I wouldn't say crazy. It's because I put it like this: I don't fully abuse what I could. I say that. It's because I
Okay.
got other goals and shit. I'm trying to work and make a certain amount of money to quit my job, live abroad, make a certain amount of money, live a certain lifestyle, and courting and dating women and having sex with my girlfriend. And what is we doing that shit is not conducive to the shit I'm trying to do in my life. I'm trying to live my shit on autopilot to where all I do is just sit like right now, and then I can get off of the stream, and then I got 10, 20 chicks saying how fine I was the whole time and pointing out things that I said. I like that better.
Well, from what you're saying, basically right now, you know your worth. People is trying to dim your light, you know your worth or whatnot. You've been a coach for men who have been dealing with situations that we spoke about. How do you get other men to see their worth?
Sometimes you can't, because their values are different. Like some guys are blue pill to the core. You cannot convince them. You cannot convince them to put it like this. The idea of a woman paying for you to go out to eat, it's like they won't even do that, bro. They won't even let a woman take them out to eat for dinner because they so on this pride and the man this is his job and all of this and that. Like I'm not saying preference. They won't even let a woman take them out, bro. Because they feel like the man is supposed to be this and that, and they won't let it. So it's like some guys are just, they don't know no different, and they
dilute themselves. They won't give up that idea. They basically won't change their belief systems and get with the program.
No.
In your most recent video, you had a video, you said that women are for sex, or women use sex for fun or something like that. What was that all about?
Because guys got this ideology of sex being this 1973 thing and shit, back in the forest and the hippies and shit, like just raw sex on flowers and special moments. And it ain't that. These women out here are having one night stands, going to Essence festivals, NBA Jam night, or Super Bowl, having orgies and having threesomes and coming home ain't like nothing happened, bro. All the time. So these women, they're not, it's like even they cheat on you, bro. Like I remember I slept with my ex one time, and I didn't even care that I hit. I kind of cared that she didn't feel bad about it because it made me look at our whole relationship in retrospect. You know what I'm saying? She cheated on. We were in a relationship, and then she got engaged, and so she cheated on her fiance with me. And you know, I didn't even really care about that. I just kind of, because this is somebody I was in a relationship with. I wanted to see a little compassion. I wanted to see a little regret.
Yeah.
And then she just got it and put her makeup on, and like did nothing happen. And look, let me tell you the cold story too, because this is how we even hooked up. Because I thought it was kind of crazy, because I just assumed, right? And it just shows you how women think. So she hit me up, right? Instagram, whatever. And she tell me that her father is dying. And he in the hospital. So she wanna, can I meet up and talk to her? So I was like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. Now, did I ask? No, but I assumed if you were in a relationship and you engaged, ain't he the person for that?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't ask, but I just assumed, like, because how am I the go-to? I didn't, And I remember asking, I was like, oh, whatever. It tickled me. I was like, whatever happened to the cat you was engaged with? And she said, oh, he on punishment. I was like,
oh. Like that.
Like, ooh, yeah. I was like, ooh, like that's how you feel?
Yeah.
This is so it even just tell me, I was just like, shit, I for sure know she let her baby daddy hit on me. If she that bold, and if she that just, bold with it, he for sure didn't hit. Because the reason why I say that, because they got back together after we broke up, her and her baby daddy. Not this cat I'm talking about, but she got engaged. She got engaged later, but after me, it was back to the baby daddy. You know how that goes. Yeah. But later on, she cheated on him with me too. So she cheated on we had to for sure get that sheet back.
As you talking, man, I'm having.
You had to get that sheet back. Oh yeah, because I knew it. She didn't confirm it, but it's just like, no, bro. Like a month later, y'all back in the relationship. He didn't hit on one of them weekends, bro. When we was on our show, because y'all can get back together, but they were like back in the scene. You know how you're supposed to take it slow and do communication a little while. Like, no, they was back in it. So I was like, and after that, I was like, oh yeah, he for sure hit that before we was on our outs for show. Because she didn't give zero. It was an arrogance about it that I didn't like. She could have just been like, man, he on some bullshit. Or she could have just been like, oh, things are not, the best, or, something like that. But she just said it like, he on punishment.
Yeah. I had a
Oh, okay. So
situation
that's what
one
happens
time.
when you put the man on ice. Sometimes she's having sex with her ex, even if it's for a day.
Yeah. Nah, I believe you, man. I had a situation one time where my boy, he let me use his house for a party. He was going back to like the Middle East. He said, hey, you can take my house and do what you want to do with it. So I threw this big party, right? And I was sitting on the couch, and this girl, she came up to me. We was having small talk. And I guess she got tired of me not being aggressive enough. And then she said, I want to suck your dick. And then I was like, all right. So we went downstairs, right? And it's a party. It's 2 levels. We got the first level on the main entrance, and then you got to walk down the stairs, right? So I went down the stairs and we went into this room. And then we was getting busy, but then her boyfriend called her. And she said, hey, I got to answer this. But she didn't tell me it's her boyfriend. And then she answers the phone. She's like, hey, what's up, baby? Oh, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just hanging out. And I remember I was just like, what the fuck? I was young, man. I was like 22. And I was like, oh my God, is this real? But she was a hog about it, man. And then there was a situation where I was with a girl, and then she looked perfect. She looked, sweet and all that. But then 3 months later, she was married.
Damn it.
You feel me? So I was just like, they do. I mean, women, they move on fast, man.
They don't move on fast. They be setting up while they moving on. So it ain't really they moving fast. They setting up. Setting up shop. People, they don't never come to a complete stop. What happened with the light? They don't ever come to a complete stop and then just move on to the next person. Like that's one quote unquote red pill thing that I agree with, is they definitely know who your replacement is. For sure. For sure.
You ever had a woman try to make you her replacement?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm every woman's replacement right now that I talk to.
I definitely had that happen, because you can see that they start being more friendly, and you can see them what they man. Well, at least I see it at the gym. What I notice is that I'll get women who they see me around. They make sure they wave every time they see me in the gym. They'll have something subtle, some kind of small talk, but they won't. They basically won't. Women ain't gonna make the move. But I see them with they man all the time. And then I asked one girl, I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I was like, who are you waiting for? Just to see what she would say. She's like, I'm just waiting for, she's like, I'm waiting for something, and I was like, but then she was like, oh, how you doing? I was like, oh, I'm good, yada, yada. But I was thinking like, damn, these girls is ruthless. When you put a woman in a position of power, she knows she got you, just like your ex did to her, put that dude on a timeout, they'll take advantage of that.
It was just the arrogance. Like, I mean, just you have to be arrogant to even say that he's on a timeout. That's arrogant within itself. Usually it's like, I'm pissed at him. You see what I'm saying?
She let him do it.
So
she let him do it.
So it's the arrogance. Like, she's punishing him, but he don't even know it. Right? Because she dealing with me. See, she making herself feel good dealing with me and punishing him, but he don't even know what's going on and stuff,
Before we get out of here, what I want to know, you said your top 5 books. I have your book. What was it? Right here. The Conversations with the Mind.
That's the very first one.
Give me a good idea, like what's that all about, real fast, before we get, because I've read it. Well, I've read halfway through it, and honestly, I was kind of confused. I can tell the beginning of it is when you wake up, don't remember where you at, etc.
I'm gonna send you the audio book. Let me tell you why. Because that is a book that if you don't complete it, then you miss the whole point of it. Like, there is no favorite chapter. Like, that's the whole point of it, is to complete, because it's like it's a story. It's a story with a reveal.
You feel me? What inspired you to write that book, though? I know you told me it was based off I Wouldn't the Devil, 48 Laws of Power, but what made you want to put a book like that together?
Pimp background, because I know the power of control, and I know all that looks money status is stupid. That's some stupid cop out stuff that people just say to that don't even matter. I mean, of course, if you're better looking, it helps you. If you got status, it helps you, but that is not the holy grail to successful women. And I think it's stupid that that's even said that, bro, because so it's not. So basically in the book, right? So this is how the book goes. So even the beginning part, how you're talking about the one night stand, that's a trick in your mind, bro. I want you to think that the book ain't even about two people; it's about two energies. But that's why you got to finish the book to understand that. That's the play on words to where if a woman, put it like this, in that book, if a woman is weed in the book, then one of the characters is, because if you notice, I never say he or she or her or him in it. It's all about perception.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I know, because it's a toy, because it fucks with your mind, bro. That's why you got to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to finish it. There's never a he or she. There's none of that shit, bro. It's all about the perception of the reader. So you go into it thinking it's about a one night stand. And if you were a woman, you're looking at it as that woman who just got slept with. And if you're a man, you're looking at it as the man who slept with the woman. You see how I fucked you up right there? Just with the power of words right there. We ain't even got into the dating and taking the souls, but yet the power of words. Look what happened. You see? So as the story goes, you'll learn that it's no two people at all. And there's no man or woman at all. There's one person who is controlled and the other person who is controlled being controlled. So if I'm the person, I took your soul. When I say I take your soul, that means I control you now. So now I have your soul. So remember in the superhero movies or Austin Powers, to where, you know, the evil villain tells the whole plan because they think you're not going to escape. Like you're tied up in shit and the bomb is going and you be like, yeah, I'm gonna take over the world and I'm gonna do this and and then you escape and now you know the plan. But it's the fact that you see, so it's like, if I can take control of you, then I can tell you the science of how I did it with no repercussions because I'm still in control. Make sense? And all the talking points, like the going into the background, tapping into the trauma, that's all pimp type stuff, bro, what you do to get a woman to do that, bro. You don't just get a woman to do that just by asking her to do it. Or saying, hey, this would be beneficial if you go out there and bust these dates. You got to get into their mind, bro. And you got to position yourself as a figure in their mind for them to understand your influence. The only way around that is if they're in the game already and you're a P already, because then that's a whole world within itself and women choose on you and stuff like that. And you don't got to take control of them first because they done already got broke into. You see what I'm saying? So that book. So if I control you, I give you step by step of what I did and implemented myself into, like, if you know in the book, every bad thing in the book that happened to you, I was the person that came to fix it. So I'm in control of everything that failed, and I'm in control of everything that was good to you too. So by the end of the book, I subconsciously taught you how to take souls. So at the end, I let your soul go, right? But I let your soul go with the knowledge and the wisdom of a skill that you mastered from me teaching it to you. And you see the power of it because I put you there. You see what I'm saying? So then conversation 2, the dark side, is about the mindset that you need to do this. So the first one introduces you to the power. The second one introduces you to the mindset, because everybody doesn't have this mindset. Like I said, women throw them out on the freeway. Everybody, it doesn't matter if they make them mad. They don't have the heart or the guts to do that off of repercussion or just because of their own integrity. So that book, Conversation to the Dark Side, each one of those ones, like the first chapter is relationships make you weak and stupid. That's how we start in the vibe with that. That's why that's the niche stuff. That's the conversations is dark shit. So you start off, you already putting yourself of a superior, that, you know, the thing that women want is love, commitment, all of that. You're already saying that shit's stupid. So you're already kind of minimizing their ideology. That's just the first one. And then, like, I got chapters called like don't trust a bisexual, things of that nature. So all of those chapters are meant to be episodes. So, like, you know, he had to have Tales from the Dark Side. That's my Tales from the Dark Side. Each of those talking points is an episode. Then Conversation with the Souls is the continuation of the first one, right? So basically now you are the leader in this. So So I say if I'm the master in the first one, now you go and you do what I showed you how to do, and you get the souls. You get 7 souls, all from the underworld. We got the hustler, the prostitute, the gigolo, the pimp. Everybody has the only thing that they all have in common is a vice, right? They're slaves to their vices. So what happens is you bring these people to me. I'm having an initiation party sacrifice to get new ones off of what you brought to me, off of what I taught you. You see, not that ain't dating shit, bro. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta go through the whole thing, bro. Because if you don't, you miss the whole point. You don't, because if you get to a certain point, you're still thinking there's people at this point. So you haven't even advanced to the point where because there's parts where it's like reveals. There's chapters like the third floor renovation. That means that I'm taking everything that you know and shitting on it, and I'm re-putting the new system that I want in there. All of it. You can use these steps yourself, bro. You know, and just apply it to how you want. But there's a science behind it for sure. Things happen for reasons. They don't happen on accident. And it can be duplicated too. You know what I'm saying? If you kind of know what you're doing and kind of can read people, you know, you can see. Just trust me. So yeah, I'm gonna send you an audio. That way you can just get it through. You know, one drive. And then when it gets to the end, that's the reveal is at the end.
I think what needs to happen is I need to, whether it's the audio book or the book, I need to read it with new eyes, because I was, like you said at the beginning, I was thinking it was a man and a woman. It's about the soul. So it's like it's a battle, or like like you said, a conversation going on within you. And that's why I was so just drawn. I didn't say anything because you was kind of like hypnotizing me yourself with what you were saying. I was just so focused on everything that was going on in your story. I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah, bro. That's why I wrote Dominance Mindset of a King, because that one went over to people's heads. But I'm saying that I already wanted, like the first book I ever wrote was Finesse Game. That book was for women, and people didn't like that, because if I'm a dating coach for men, then I pull out this deep psychology book, and then I wrote a book for women. They're like, where our shit at?
What is Finesse Game about, though? If it's for women, what are you telling women?
Finesse Game, I actually got that one right here on coincidence. So this book right here, Finesse Game, symbolism. So first off, it's really pimping. Now, I'm gonna give you the multiple layers, and because I'm gonna show you about manifestation too. So I wrote this book for my future broads, right? It's because a woman could read this and then she know everything I like, right? She know how to give her this. She read this. Now she got the cheat codes to me. So like when I get famous and popping, when they read this, they gonna act and do everything I want because they read my book. That's how forward I thought. Okay. Right. So this is like a book. This is my training book for women. Right. So look, so finesse stands for find intent necessary, never empower someone else's endeavors. Right. That's why it's spelled like that. So really it's about putting yourself first. The reason why, so the purpose of the book is how to get a ring in 12 months. So like the chapters, they go January, February, March, April, May. So it's like if you go through all of the year, you'll have your ring. So like it says January 1st. It's called Earn Trust, Don't Ask for It. 2, Show Loyalty, React with Action. 3, Be a Submissive Little Kitten. 4, Don't be selfish, be supportive. 5, it's called Cooking, Not Feeding. So basically, if a woman implements all of these in a year, she'll have a ring by a dude. So basically, it's just like a conglomerate of everything that I know that men like, and I put it into one. But the science behind it is, so like I just said, trust. Like there's a chapter on trust. I tell you what trust is, and then I give you a story of how a woman earned my trust, and then I give you an example of what you can do to the man to earn his trust. Each chapter is broken down like that. At the end, come to find out, all these things are personal development things that a woman needs to go. So you went into the book trying to finesse a man, but really the author, which is me, finessed you to make yourself a better woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Basically, like you said, you teaching them how they supposed to operate in your situation, basically.
But I just know that women with the ego and they want the cheat codes and stuff like this. Like a lot of times, yo, one of these little conferences and they done taught her how. And you think you think it's because your words, she finally getting it. Nope, because she done went to one of these women empowerment seminars and stuff, and they done told her what to say to your ass.
Before we get out of here, Afi, what would you do? Like if you can do things ever again from 18, what would you do?
Not be so loyal to people that I didn't get nothing from it.
Damn.
That's one.
Shit, that was a good one. That spoke to me when you said that.
I guarantee you, if you re-listen to this again, it's going to speak to you like 5 or 6 times.
The conversations, not the finesse one. Conversations.
No,
this podcast.
This podcast right here. This one.
I just told somebody, I don't know if you got a good look at my Instagram, but I box. I compete in boxing. Mm-hmm. And we had conditioning last night. And then some of the people on the team are 18 or 20. And I was telling them, I was like, all that shit you learned in high school, grade school, all of it's bullshit. I was like, now you in the real world, and you're going to see how people really are. I was like, and then one of the things I mentioned, I said, the people who are closest to you, the people that are your friends, they're going to show a side of them that you ain't even seen. And then one of the guys that was there, he moved here with his best friend and their family, and they kicked him out of the house after a month of being in Utah. So he was on the streets for like a year in Utah, thinking that the family was, he moved from Seattle to go with the family in Utah, and they screwed him over. And I was just like, what he said didn't, and this is what I told them. I said, what he said, that didn't even faze me, because I've experienced the same similar shit with friends and family. And you realize as you get older, what I want to say, because when I was younger, I was a ride or die. I thought that was just the way to go. But as you get older, you realize that as you know yourself better, you realize you just got to watch your circle a lot better, man. You got to be really mindful of who you let in. You can still trust people, but you really have to vet men the same way you vet women. Because a man that's jealous will screw you a lot harder than a woman that's, we talk about like women cheating on you. We mentioned that. Women hypergamy. We talk about stuff like that. I really don't give a fuck about that. But what really bothers me is the amount of jealousy you get from men. And men that really want to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? They want to kill you.
Let me add to that too, because you talk about travel. That's because this is one of my biggest roadblocks right now, bro. I wish I would have moved when I was young, bro. Like I don't have many regrets, but one regret I have is not moving to Atlanta, what my cousin did for college, right out of high school. I hella regret that. Not because real estate was cheaper and I could have bought a house and all of that. Not because of that. Just because I wouldn't be in this rut that I am now. Because now, some people, I do travel a lot, but I've only had 3 keys in my whole life. So when I was young, I grew up in that house. And then from 10, and then my sister, she passed over her spot, so I stayed there as an adult. And then I live where I live now, so I've only had 3 keys. So what I'm saying is if I would have had more, because some people, they didn't moved here, lived here, they live in complexes, they didn't had 5 different units and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me, it's just hella hard for me to get up and relocate it, and I feel like if I would have had that experience, live in different places, out of state, abroad, or whatever, I wouldn't be stuck in this zone that I'm in now, because now I want to get up and I want to move abroad. And technically I can afford it. I can afford to live in Thailand now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to save for that, but it's just that, you know what I'm saying? That unknown, that kind of scared. Like I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie, because I can financially do it, bro. But I'm just a little scared. Because I've never done it before.
I was just about to ask you that, because when I came out,
but I'm still man enough to say it. You see, I'm actually saying the word, not like, I kind of like, no, I'm
older
scared.
Though. You're a man now though, too. Because I had cousins that was supposed to come out here to see me or move in with me when I was in Utah. I got 4 brothers. One of them was supposed to move out here with me in Utah, and they didn't do it. And I was just like, man, ain't nothing in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really, it's not nothing out there, especially now it's so crowded. And I always wonder, like, man, you see the moves that I'm making. You see that I'm playing ball. You see I'm a lot happier. I'm aging better. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. My cousin hit me up. He's like, man, I love your life. Why you not here? I opened this door to you a long time ago, man. But I mean, you just nailed it. I was going to ask you that. Why didn't you leave? But it was fear.
Because I thought me and my clique was gonna be friends to the end, and stupid. That's why. Just I was looking at it like how women look at love, like, oh, we're gonna be like friends to the end. We're gonna be old on a fisherman, but I don't care about none of them niggas no more.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's just so crazy how everybody is going through this shit. Everybody is leveling up is going through this shit. I remember I went home and I had a pair of Allen Edmonds. You know what Allen Edmonds is? Boots. What's a pair of boots?
Yeah.
It's like a pair of boots I was wearing, right? I was dressed up because I was in school. I was in grad school of business. Mm-hmm. I went home, and whenever I go home, I pick up my best friend. I picked up my boy, and we was hanging out, and he's like, man, you changed, man. You changed. He had his dreads. He was dressed the way he regularly dressed. He's like, bro, you changed. He's like, man, you really focused. But the whole time, I wasn't really hearing him. I thought he was just talking. But really, he was letting me know that he was looking at me in a jealous way. And then he started like little things that I would do, he would take it as like an offense, an attack on him. You know what I'm saying? Like his responses, and it would throw me off. I was like, what are you talking? It would throw me completely off guard. But basically, we stopped being cool because of the fucking shoes I was wearing. The way that I was looking, the way I was dressing made him feel some kind of way, man. And it was just like the littlest shit.
You made him look at himself. That's why. It made him look at himself. So, people can feel all right, but like, they don't really feel bad about themselves till you do. See, this is the thing, bro. And this is some wisdom for cats, bro. You never really know who your friends are till you don't need them no more. When you don't need them, y'all in the same place, so it don't really matter. Y'all enjoying each other. When you just like me, like, man, I don't even feel like naming names, but I didn't help push some of the biggest YouTubers and started through me. You feel what I'm saying? But they didn't do the same favor back for me, but that's okay. But I understand that they don't need me no more. That's
why. Shit. I feel what you're saying. They're loyal until they use you up, till they don't need you, and that lets you know who really got your back. But are there some that stay with you though? That still hit you up, like, what's up with it?
Yeah, I do. I got some that stuck with me, but they still not even the ones I would have picked, if that makes sense. Like for instance, like my boy, shout out to you. I'm gonna send him this, Studio Pete. So we used to do college radio together. He's like a goofy old white rapper guy.
Okay.
Now, so what I'm saying, I met him through work. So I knew him for a long time, but he wasn't one of my childhood friends. I met him in my mid-20s, but he's stayed loyal to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a lot of years. What, 20, that's still 15 plus years, but there's people who I would have thought that was in my elementary or high school or college. Certain of those cats, you couldn't tell me that they weren't going to be the ones.
Oh man, I feel what you're saying. I had a boy of mine fly out from Korea just to see me graduate, and we always been cool, but I didn't know he was that cool, or he was going to fly out just to see me walk across the, that stage. And it just once he did that, and then I was going through my situations with other people, I had the same conclusion as you. I was like, you never know who's going to be there at the finish line, man.
Dude, my friends don't even buy my books. They'll follow me. They'll follow all my Instagrams. I be thinking to myself, how y'all be finding them? But then, or I even had one of my homeboys hit me up. Yeah, bro, I seen your book on Amazon. I said, but did you buy it? That's how I got at him. So give me the fuck along. I don't give a fuck. We think I'm about to be impressed? Thousands of motherfuckers. You late? Like I'm supposed to be like, yeah, man. Did you see it? Yeah, bro, I dropped that shit in 2020. Don't try to hop on my shit now, bro.
They're supposed to be your main supporters. They're supposed to be your main supporters. Bro. They're supposed to be reviewing your book, helping it get off the ground. And they're the main ones that's your enemy.
And I look at it like this, too. it's disrespect for me because it's a book. You see what I'm saying? So like, say if I were like selling life insurance or some shit like that, you may not be interested in that, so you may not want to do business with me with that. Or if I was selling dogs, maybe you don't want a dog, so you don't support me. Anybody can buy a book, bro, even if you don't fucking read, bro. So I don't get that shit out of here. You mean to
Yeah.
tell me you was on Tinder and you spent $19.99 for a fucking boost, but you can't buy my shit?
You don't even have to give me your audio book, man, because I have two. I have your Audible and I have the physical book. Your
Yeah.
book, the conversation. I bought your book. I have both of them.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and but then somebody who, but then that's what makes it weird is because they know all about it though. They know everything that you're doing, but don't know have no game for you, don't have no advice for you, don't have no positive suggestion for you. Maybe they can tell you what you're doing wrong, or they can tell you what they don't like though. They'll find that part out. Dude,
Yeah.
I'll be having guys tell us, put it like this, like Kevin Samuels and dudes will be like, yeah, he's sending me that fucking shit. Oh yeah, Kevin Samuels. Like, yeah, you first off, you know that I know them. Second off, why you want to show me you gonna support? That's like a disrespect. You supporting people who's in the same lane as me, but it ain't me. See, it'd be different if you liked content about Grand Theft Auto and that just wasn't your niche.
Yeah.
You see, that's a slick way to saying, oh yeah, I'm watching your type of content, but I'm gonna watch the bigger ones.
But
see,
fuck
this
you.
niggas be thinking they slick, bro.
Yeah.
It don't get past me. I just don't be saying nothing. So
Damn.
you see what I'm saying? That's just like you.
No, I feel what you're saying, man. I know you're just making me think. I'm just like this. It's you making me think about my own relationships.
That's what I want you to.
You know, I have radar for certain signs, but some of the things that you mentioned, I can relate to some people that's like currently in my circle. You feel me? Currently, and I'm just like, and I've always and I watch them, but basically you validating my thoughts. So as you speak, and I'm just like, okay,
That's what I told you. I was here for a reason, bro. If giving you clarity is one, it's mission accomplished, bro. You know, so that's what I that's for real. Like that's why today, like I'm an empath, bro. I'm here to change people's lives, bro, and I've been doing it. I mean, it's not like I've been dude. What? There ain't nobody who's had a lane like me, bro. I've been coaching since I had 70 subs 1 month in, bro. Nobody has a story like that. Most people get popping, get 20,000, and then okay, I'm gonna offer. Like they don't start like that, bro. Or they go viral. Like I ain't never went viral. None of this shit, bro. I created all this stuff myself. So why should not feel good about it? I'm self-made. Ain't nobody big, just make me and put me on a high performing channel to give me a look. Not to start, you know what I'm saying? I had to get to a position from hard work to even be noticed. From those people, for those positions to even happen, if they ain't happen, even for it to be a possibility. You know,
I'm gonna have to start getting at you more often, man, because I usually go to Rom, to be honest. When I'm going through some like, if it's really important, because I don't like bothering nobody, I'll try to get advice from Rom or like, my parents. But I mean, we going through we in the same basically avenue, and you just further down the road, and you already seen what I'm gonna say.
That's how come I'm talking to you. The listeners hear it, but I'm talking to you. I can pick up on the energy, bro. That's why I kind of like took a tunnel towards where I know you going, because I picked up on it about an hour ago. Seriously, but I know the value of it because I've been where you at, and then there's questions that I have that I need other people to give me clarity for too. You know,
and I'm really proud of you, man. I'm not just saying that because you're here. Cause I remember,
and this is our first conversation, so you really catching my vibe off the. It's different hearing me in 10-minute increments than having a controlled conversation. You can get any information you want. It's different. I get it.
Yeah. It's cool too, man. It's like it's crazy how fast time flies by, man. Because I remember following you, just like I remember when I started following you. I just didn't know that you knew I was following you. You know what I'm saying? And when you let me, was like, hey, oh yeah, I remember you. I was like, oh shit, he really remembered me, because Rom even remembered who I was from way back in when I saw him. He's like, you remember when I first started supporting him and whatnot. And I'm just like, you never know who appreciates your work. You feel me? I mean, you never know who really
You don't.
You know who really was supporting you and appreciating you at the beginning, and you paid attention to it. That's what surprised me.
Yeah, I pay attention because, and now I just see how fake it is too. Just let me just add this one last thing too. Even with the social status thing, it's good. You can get chicks easier and all that. Like put it like this: like when I'm on Tinder, I'm Afi. When I'm on M, I'm Afi Kingdom. So every woman who I talk to is king. Yeah, king. Yeah, king. Yeah, king. Yeah, king. Yeah, king. Appreciate it, king. Love you, king. Love your content, king. See, when I'm on dating apps, I don't get that. I get Afi shit. Oh, I like dinners. Because they don't know me. So they don't know I got some social status. So they trying to give me their program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say you can benefit off of it, but you get to see how fake women are too, bro. I remember two things. I remember first thing was I remember people start treating me differently when AMS shouted me out, bro. And even though it worked to my benefit, I was still kind of like, that's kind of weird. Just from him acknowledging me that I'm on his level made people treat me different, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm the same motherfucker, bro. Just because he said it, now it matters. And shout out to AMS, he got me started. That's who I really started making content watching him, because he made me want to do it from seeing how raw he was. But yeah. From that, and then I remember I got some pictures, naked pictures from girls with my books over their titties and vagina and stuff. And I was just like, wow, like this is what social status does, because people watch YouTube like TV. So when they see you on YouTube over and over and over and over again,
Hollywood,
you're a star to them, bro.
Yeah.
And then I remember that there was some Columbia chicks, and it was two of them. They sent me, they had 2 conversations copies covering their vagina and breast. And I'm like, wow, bro. We go from this to like hitting chicks in the DMs. Like we can't hit chicks up in the DMs no more now, bro.
Why, they gonna post it?
No, I'm just saying, like for me, whenever I hit chicks up in the DM, I always try to get some content out of it. I don't ever hit chicks up in the DMs and be like, hey, I like your profile. I think you cute. First thing I say is that you like podcasts? All right, cool. And then I'll look at her followers and see if I can get some of theirs, because I know that all these women, y'all think I be talking to these women content creators because I think they no, I be trying to tap into their following, dickheads. Because I'm a nice looking guy, and they want their friends to see them because they want their friends to see it because of them, but I know they're gonna see me.
Okay.
Y'all think I just want to talk to these women? I mean, I'm not to say some of them is cool, but for the most part, that's all of it.
It's business. It's business.
Why don't you get that at all?
Why don't you get that blue check mark on your Instagram? You know you can get it if you wanted to.
Because I got 2 copyright guidelines. I wait till they fall off. Once you get a copyright guide, it's like you get an auto reject when you get it's like a strike. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you put the music up, it's like automatic like that. So I got 2.
I didn't even Damn,
yeah, I got 2. They ain't gonna fuck with me. I applied. Matter of fact, I applied. Well, that's how I learned. The first time I applied was on Christmas, and I didn't get that. And then they didn't even respond back though. I remember I didn't feel bad about it because I had King Dre. Shout out to my bro Dre, because he got 1.2 million followers on TikTok and he didn't get it, so I didn't feel bad after that. But then I tried again on my birthday when I was in Guatemala, and I got an auto one. Like soon as I sent it, you ain't even on our good favor right now, homeboy. Basically.
So for like music you posted, is that what it is? That's what they told you?
No, I got the first one for hate speech, because you know the algo, like some stuff is just automatic. It's like it'll just pick up on your stuff. So the first strike I got on Instagram, we on YouTube, but I'm talking about Instagram, y'all. On Instagram, I got the first one from hate speech. I don't know if you got it. I don't know if you go with this guy, but his name is Black Spidey Advice. He's like he dresses up in the Spider-Man suit and he gives red pill game and stuff. So he might have, and follow him because he's funny, because he does like skits. They're like little skits he does. And then he did one of them, and I was like, man, these hoes ain't shit. You know, my shit was and I got one for that. Couldn't post no more. And then I got one in Guatemala too when I was watching JD's Revenge, and I was put it on my stories in the show. She showed her breasts, and I got one for that. So if you get 3, they can delete it. They can delete, like if y'all want, like that's why I don't post on Instagram that much. Well, I still post my pictures, but I'm not doing my content on there because sometimes it's risky. Because sometimes I get stuff off a thing that I think is clean, and I don't feel like fighting for videos and stuff. I'm just gonna wait for one of them to fall off.
I'm glad you
So,
said that because my Instagram, I could be more active, but I was thinking about putting more of this content on my Instagram and making cuts. But if it got like swear words and all this vulgar shit in it, Instagram will see that and reject me.
yeah, but you gotta. It's like right now, like if you're not monetized, have fun. When you monetize, that's they're not over your shit until you get monetized. Why? Because when you monetize, then you and YouTube are a couple now. That's why they send you that email they send you is real. Like, no, we're partners now, brothers. So now we gotta keep you accountable. When you're not a YouTube partner, they don't give a fuck what you do as long as you ain't on here slapping people, raping kids. But when you or make it money, when you monetize and begin that partnership, then what you do matters and shit because you're representing them. They need clean content to put ads in.
Okay. Well,
That's
hey
what
man, I'm gonna end it here. I want you, if you have any advice for me, man, feel free to reach out to me because I'm still figuring out. I'm trying to grow. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more shorts and stuff like that. But anything that can help me with my channel or just how to navigate with business, get at me. Because I want to be doing the same thing. I don't want to be working
yeah.
for somebody. You feel me?
No, bro. And then like I say, being paid. See, that's another thing that's another thing why big time women too is because you can have a good job, you can have a career, you could be the tech fucking wizard of the world and be making like $10,000-$15,000 a month, right? But ain't no money. They say there's a saying they say ain't no money like hoe money, but there's another saying that I'm just making it up is there ain't no money like money that you get for just being your fucking self, bro. Once you get money being yourself, the money's not the same anymore, bro. I'm literally just being who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit. Just like on my birthday, bro, I got bread on my birthday on just from just breathing. But in my real life, did nobody hit me up because motherfuckers would be like, "Oh, you big time now?" No, bro, I'm just focused on doing something other than my routine for the future, bro.
Fuck
And
them.
you just
Fuck them,
focus
man.
on your
Fuck
routine.
them. I can see you went through the same type of pain I went through and frustration. Fuck them. You're gonna meet your real family. That's just how it is. You're gonna meet your other family that's gonna help you down the line, man. That's just how it is.
Just like my man Jay right there. That's my brother from another lover. He from London, bro. But we got the same mindset, bro. So we start talking, and we connected faster than I can be in a school with somebody because I can take a class with somebody, but that don't mean we gonna have connections, bro. You got to embrace connections that you have because you got to understand that meeting someone with a similar lifestyle and a similar mindset that you have is not given, bro. That it don't come with this life, bro. Some people might get that shit and never get it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't never know what a tribe is. They don't see they got friends. See, they don't know the difference between tribe and friends, right? Tribe are motherfuckers who are put in your life to help you grow. Friends are just people you spending your time with. You feel what I'm saying?
Bars.
Just because you got friends don't mean you ain't getting shit about that relationship, but laughing and sharing a good motherfucking time.
Bars.
That's all. You see what I'm saying? Tribe is gonna help you grow. They're gonna tell you that they see greatness in you. Why? Because they're in a whole nother background and place, and they don't feel like giving you your flowers is gonna get to your fucking head, bro. Because they smart enough to watch your character and what you do to know that. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like I say, man, people don't understand. Even me, like they get lost in the small. I'm really a nerd, bro. I just got a lot of sauce and I'm good looking. I'm a nerd. I got a fucking wrestling channel, a gaming channel. I read books for fun. I got 2 dogs. I got a food channel with my 2 dogs and I kiss them on camera. I got a wrestling belt on right now, but I'm saucy as fuck and I'm intelligent as fuck too. And that's what people don't understand. The women, put it like this. And this is just game for players just across the world. But you got to use your mind and use your common sense, bro. So if I can have this interesting conversation that y'all enjoying, how you think I can talk to women, bro? You see what I'm saying? You think women don't like this type of intellectual talk? They all ears, bro. They're not used to that. Women are used to hearing, what do you like? What do you want to do? I can talk your girl down like this. That's what I'm saying. So you on your 2 weeks, she put you on ice. What she say, my bitch? I'm on punishment, you on punishment, then I'm gonna talk to her like this and have her really reflecting on her goddamn life, telling her what she can do better and telling her everything about her, telling her what I think about her, telling her about complimenting her things that you ain't never noticed, like the fact that her nails and her earrings match, the fact that she may have a soft voice, the fact that I like the way she treat her kids, right? So basically, I didn't took your girl so during your break. See? You see? So that's why it matters.
Man, I don't know how we squeezed out another extra 50 minutes. I thought we was about to get up out of here, but I thought we was cooling down.
Energy, bro. It's the energy, bro. It's the energy.
Yeah.
You know, I can talk for 10 hours if I because see the thing is even you asking good questions is making me think about things that I wouldn't have been thinking about if I was watching Love and Hip Hop right now.
Yeah.
See? So it's beneficial for me too.
You know, I'm a geek as well, man. I actually named. You took a look at my channel. On my channel,
Yeah.
Originally, this podcast was called Geek Speak, and the reason I did that is because I got so much hate from my hometown that I was like, you know what? People need to know that you can be an athlete, you can be tough, and you can be smart. You feel me? So I wanted to create some kind of a platform where men who are intelligent could actually come on and talk about Black intelligence and other things like that, because I think that that's missing from our space, man. I mean, I like hearing about women, I like hearing about sports, I like all that, but there's more that goes into it when it comes to being a man, and I feel like there needed to be some kind of platform for that. But I changed it to a podcast for men, because honestly, a lot more men came here for all the videos that got the most views had to do with women, or they had to do with like shit we talking about, like friends and
Bro,
family.
I got one hit for 42,000 right now. Guess how much substance it had? None. All I'm doing is in the taxi singing with Colombian bitches.
Are you serious?
I'm
Is it a short? Is it a short?
Yeah, it's a short, bro.
Those shorts, those shorts.
And I can get on this. I can get on this shit and be long-winded for 2 hours, or do a panel, for instance, for 3-4 hours, and I don't make no money and get like 1,000 views or some shit. And all I gotta do is be with some foreign chicks, bro, and I can get thousands of views. I been knew that though. I knew that shit was gonna get views. That was a part of my plan. Let me tell you, I planned that. I had a whole $30,000. Excuse me. I had a whole get to 30K plan that I planned out through my videos, and it worked out just how I wanted it to. Y'all, I got 2 more. Like even the way that I'm putting out my Colombia vlogs, y'all don't even know. It's a science to how I'm putting those out. I'm putting certain ones out to do certain, and then I'm hitting you up with certain other ones. They're not just coming out, bro. I'm strategically doing this shit, bro. I knew that shit was gonna hit.
Okay.
I knew it was gonna hit. I didn't think it was gonna be my second biggest one though, but I knew it was going to show. It was gonna hit for 20 minimum for sure. I knew that. Okay. And I set it up to where it's gonna get repeated and people gonna watch it twice and think it's. I've been doing this shit on purpose.
Afi, it's 2:00 over here. I gotta go. This was a good ass conversation. I'm definitely gonna stay in touch with you. Thank you for being the first person on my live stream. This is new to me. I'm still figuring it out, man. And
I'm gonna drop it too for sure, because I can share it on the community, but it ain't no better promotion than actually uploading it myself. So I want to show that love too, because even then, people don't even be doing that. Just real quick for y'all listeners, y'all start doing YouTube courtesy, bro, because y'all not helping nobody else but yourselves, bro. If I do a big collaboration with a big YouTube content creator and none of his people even know about it, how is it helping them? You know what I'm saying? So that's just game for y'all. Quit being little slick haters and making it seem like y'all helping somebody out by working with smaller creators. But at the end of the day, they ain't get shit to gain from it because people don't even know about the fucking shit, bro. See how they be thinking they slick? You see that?
You want me to send you the link, or you want me to send you the MP4?
It don't matter. I'm just gonna upload the whole thing as if I sit here and take it and interviewed you. I'm gonna treat it like
I'll send it right after this. I'll send you both of them, the MP4 and the MP3, in case you want to use that. All right, man. Let me get out of here.
Next week, though. I got you next week. I got some shit in the queue already in order, but I got it next week.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Stay up.
Peace, brother.